All right, how we going, everyone? Welcome back to the stable. Our fellow stallion Tommy has already done his update, and now it is my turn. As you can see, there's 10 changes. Opening round was open, and to be honest, I didn't make much changes off opening round because I had the people that went off it, bar one. We'll get to him. I had Dacos, I had Sinclair, I had Petrarca, I had Walsh. So I'm kind of filthy that everyone else is now getting to jump on, but it is what it is. All right? But we'll just get straight into it because we've got 10 to do. I better get my notes up. I didn't even have my notes up for it. That's the only way I can keep it in check. I'm just going to go in order, so we're not going to do the defense, otherwise we'll get lost. The first one was Brody. Will Brody, apparently, like last pracky, he didn't even make the team, so he's not going to make the AFL team, you would think. I flicked him to Blamirez. Now, Blamirez is 41% owned. People probably know about Blamirez. Have heard that he had a bit of the McAndrew role while McAndrew wasn't playing, and McAndrew will be back. So it's a bit. This is a bench pick. It is a bit. My most straight swap, is to Watkins from Port. Hopefully one of them's playing, and we'll keep an eye on the team sheets this week, and we'll have to move quick if only one is. But right now I'm going Blamirez. I feel like he did more than enough to get a spot. He won't have the same spot, but at 99k, he's in. Like I said, Watkins, I'm watching Watkins. I might have to swap to him. If neither of them are playing, I'll have to deal with that if I have time or next week. But right now, Blamirez is in. And that was Will Brody, like I said. He didn't even get in the last pracky match. Next one, in the defense, Dirksen didn't make the team. Everyone was real high on Dirksen, and he didn't make the squad. He might later in the year, so we've got to keep an eye on Dirksen. He's one of those, just on the fringe. I went straight to Lindsay again. There hasn't been a man in and out more than Lindsay in my team this preseason, I reckon. In, out. Actually, the next bloke that I'm coming up to, the next one that fills out my defense is probably the same. But yeah, Josh Lindsay's in. He's going to play. I was a bit nervous he wasn't going to play. But the mail is he's playing. The mail is he's got a good role around that half back. So Josh Lindsay is in. Marriage is the talk. That's going to have the big distributor role because McCarthy's gone into the middle. But I think the news is that Lindsay will be playing second fiddle to that distributor role behind Marek. So for 120k, he should still score enough. He's in the squad and he's going to stay for now. Third trade, going into the forward line, Ugle-Hagan. The news came out, Ugle-Hagan will be spending some time in the Rezzies. So we can't go to him yet. Keep an eye on him because I think when he comes in, we'll go to him. But it was pretty simple. Straight to Toddy Marsh. Again, I'm not crash hot on this Toddy Marsh pick. At 147k, though, he is a better footballer and better Supercoach scorer than 147k. But we're probably looking like 250 to 280. But I'm happy to take that for now. If he's one of these, unless he's blowing the roof off, at 250, I might be moving on him. Try to squeeze 300 out of him. I think that's what everyone wants to do, squeeze 300 out of Toddy Marsh. I don't think anyone thinks he's going to be a keeper. You never know. He might have that season where he just keeps rising to 400. Maybe. I'm not sure, but maybe. All right, Toddy Marsh is in for Ugle-Hagan. And yeah, keep your eyes on Ugle-Hagan. Wait for that. I reckon when he's in, if Toddy Marsh has made the money, we could go straight to him. So I think that's the play. If Ugle-Hagan's in the Rezzies for 4 weeks, I reckon he'll be in the squad quicker. But next one, Link didn't make the squad. Link and McCarthy. I was red hot on Link. I was up and about. I was up and about for Link, but he didn't make the squad, and so we've pivoted to Doveston. He's going to play. Small forwards, though, if you've been watching the channel, you know how I feel about small forwards. I'm not red hot on them. They can score 50s all year and make you only like 50k, 70k. Lukaku, great player, but what did he make us? 50k? Did he start at 150 last year? So Doveston's 136, but the mail is he'll be playing, and he's a bench. He's on my bench, so Doveston is in. And like I said, Link didn't get in, so Had to make the move. Next one is quickly on Doveston. He was only 19% owned. That surprised me because he had a great preseason. If he's only 19%, that actually got me a little worried that there's mail that he's not in. There's a bit of news, but I would have thought he would have been much more high owned than that. Our next one, make sure my phone doesn't turn off there. Dersma bit the dust. I have tried to look to get him back in. I feel like I don't want to fade Dersma, but at 200k, we just need a little bit of coin. Dyson Sharp's back in the squad as a bench player. Not Harry Sharp. Shoosh. Dyson Sharp. He is on my bench. Once I save this, it'll all flesh out. But he is a bench. He's going to play. He's another one. 62% owned. Damn. He hasn't lit the world on fire that much to be 62% owned. At 149k, that is overs. That is overs. It might just be because he's just absolutely going to play. Imagine if he didn't get picked. After that, everyone's on him. Yeah, the hype he has, I think strap in for constant 50s, maybe 60s, an occasional 70, which we'll be happy with, the occasional 70, but 50s and lower, it'll be a bit grim. But I think get ready. Like, I couldn't really find another option at right now that's guaranteed to start, so I've gone with him. But yeah, I'm not as hot as everyone on Dyson Sharp. Not at all. Back to our back line to fill it out. I did trade Humphreys. Now, look, these aren't going to make sense because some of these are like 390k to 450k. All these trades together, right, was a shuffle of funds. So I couldn't really track how it all happened, but it all happened. If you get what I mean. But I did Lawson Humphreys back up to Archie Roberts. I don't think you can skip Archie Roberts for me. I don't think you can. I could be proven wrong in the first game and he scores a 70 because 70 is not what I'm looking for. What I want from Archie Roberts is a placeholder that will be 550k when I want to upgrade him to a premium if he's not holding a spot. He's someone that I could see being my D6 at the end of the year. Upgrade around him and he slides all the way down and he's my D6. I think you could be happy if he's your D6 by the end of the year. Or hold that spot 550 and I can get him to a... Here's the thing, get him to a Naz when Naz drops down. Naz will drop down. That's not the first tag Naz will get, but Naz will also score you 170s. Archie Roberts probably won't hit 170s. You might get a couple of... do I pull my mic out? No, I'm okay. You might get a couple of 120s and 130s from Roberts, but he's going to be like a 105 to 110 max. But his floor might only be like 70 in there. So, but yeah, I'm pretty hot on Roberts. Like I said, he's in the squad. 8%, man. That is insulting to Archie Roberts if you ask me. 8%. He's almost a mid-price pod at this point. Excuse me. Now, this one won't make sense, but it's how it all worked out. Reedy. I had Reedy, and I put him to Butterick. I've jumped on Butterick. So, obviously, we're shuffling through flex here. And forward, I'm pretty sure Reedy was a forward. Now, I watched that game, and he had the role we want all these mid-prices to have. He had kick-outs. He was getting a lot of ball. They weren't so much looking for Butterick, but he was never ignored. You can say that, never ignored. People have mentioned him for like the last month of preseason, and fairly so. I didn't snub my nose at it, but I was like, we just have to see it first, and we saw it. 105, it's probably his ceiling, but at 245k, I think you can get Butterick. Hopefully he hits 400 and upgrade him. But yeah, he had the role. He had the halfback kick-out role we want all these mid-prices to have, and he's just floating. What was his ownership? 19%. Should be more. Connor Butterick, yeah, he's in. He's in the squad. All right, we're about to get to the big change. I'll leave those two for last. You can probably guess what's happening because the ruck is free. You can see I've moved on TDK. We'll leave that. We'll do the easy one first. Young. Hayden Young hasn't trained. He's that injury prone. Parrish has done what you need for an injury prone. Uninterrupted pre-season. Parrish has not missed a beat pre-season. Unreal. Hayden Young has had a few niggles, I'm pretty sure, and this one, he didn't train. So I moved on him, but I moved on someone that I can get him back if I need to. It is burning a trade, but I've moved to Harley Reid. Because I think he is another good option. I think Young has a bigger ceiling. We don't know. Harley Reid could go like that. He really could. He's going to have the role. He's going to have that mid-roll. He looked in shape. He looked good in the prackies. 10% owned. It's not too much. Average 70 last year. I think he will average 85 this year. But Hayden Young could average 105. So, if he's fit. So, you have to keep an eye on Hayden Young. If he does start, I'm probably still going to keep Reid. And watch Hayden Young for a couple... Hayden Young for a couple of rounds. And before he's going to go up in price, if he's going to go up, I might switch Reid to Young, depending on if Reid's going gangbusters as well. It's just a backup plan. But yeah, right now, I'm going to take the bloke that hasn't had any issues with training, and that's Harley Reid. Okay. The big ballsy move. I'll show you right here. Will it let me do it? No, it won't. Okay. McAndrew is my R2. I feel like this is... I went TDK down to Kalani White. Now, I haven't gone Kalani White to play. I've gone to Kalani White for a loop. So, I've been looking at my team and I want a loop. I feel like you don't need a VC loop, but yeah, you just have... As soon as I got Kalani White in, before we get to McAndrew R2, as soon as I got him in, I was looking at this week, the options I have to VC. And it's just the options. It just opens up everything if you have a guaranteed VC loop. So Kalani White is in. McAndrew is R2. I think McAndrew will score too many points to be on your bench. So I think you have to put McAndrew on field. I had him in flex with TDK and Sherry there. TDK dropped to 90, 96, 95, whatever. I feel like McAndrew could be doing that most weeks. And I know TDK has a much bigger ceiling, but what it gets me to put McAndrew to is, we'll get straight into it, what it gets me is Sam Grilge all the way up to Ed Richards. And I feel like this might be the lugger. It's not that big of a jump, right? Lugger last year, Ed Richards averaged 111 last year, but he could average 125. I think Ed Richards could average 125. You know what he strikes me as? I remember last season Supercoach, I didn't have Brayshaw, and it felt like for 10 weeks he was just dropping 140, 150, 140. Now, I don't think it was that intense, but every time I looked at someone I was playing, the players that played, Brayshaw was just going gangbusters. I feel like Richards is going to do that. So I've gone Richards in. McAndrew 2. How many points am I going to lose from TDK to McAndrew? On average, 25, 30. How many points am I going to gain from Sam Grilge to Richards? 50, 60? 50, 60? If he averages 125. Depends how good Grilge is. I'm not happy I had to be Grilge, but it's the only way I could do it money-wise. I really, really wanted it to go sharp to Richards, but the money didn't work. I'll save my team so this puts all the players in the right spots. Because I'll quickly let you in on who I will be playing on the field. So my only rookie in the middle is Smith. That's my only rookie is Smith. So that's how it'll shape out. My bench on the mid, Sharp, Carroll, Blamirez. Bench on the defense is Lindsay, Jacquez, and Sarong. Now, any of them three, and Sarong, sorry, Sarong's on field for me, but any of those three can play. And again, I only have one rookie on field defense, one rookie on field middle, and wow, that's it. I've got rookie prices, but, sorry, McAndrew ruckers. I have 3 rookies on field. I feel like you probably want a couple more, but we have rookie prices. That makes me feel like I've gone very mid-price mayhem. But I'm happy. Risky. I'm happy I have a loop. I did not... Jesus, my projected round 1 score is the highest I've seen. 1909. I've never seen 1900. Wows. What was I saying? That rattled me. I just got blown out of the water there by the projected. But yeah, that is the squad. I'm happy. Oh, that's it, the loop. I'm so happy to have a loop. I did not realize how much I wanted it until I did it. Is it risky? And some people say, why are you keeping Sherry? If Sherry fails, I can afford anyone. He's 687k. I can move on him before he goes down in price. I can go to any ruck. I can go to English. I can go anywhere. So, and his run for the first 10 rounds. If you're fading Sherry, and there's a world where he just drops 170 round 1. Honestly, there's a world where he's just going to drop 170 round 1. Bang. There's a world where he doesn't. These rules screw him. But I'm happy to wait and see. He borderline won me the league last year, so I'm going to stick with him. I'm going to stick fat. Now, Whitfield with him helped me win the league. They both got 180s on the last day. Whitfield, I've moved on just because I think Lockie Ash is getting the torch passed to him. But yeah, this is the team. The only thing that might change before round 1 kicks off is Blamirez to Watkins or another 99k that starts. And if there's a world where I can do Sharp to Richards instead of Grills. Now, I would have to go down from probably Doveston or down from Marshall, which I could go down from Marshall and put Doveston on, and put Lombard on field. That's honestly not a bad strat, and I'm going to probably look at that a bit deeper before the round 1, and then I can get Grills back in and just Sharp to Richards. I would actually be very happy with that. Oh, should we look at that right now? Okay, let's just theorize. If I trade Marshall out, right? If I trade Marshall out, I need to make 30k to get Grills. So I can only spend 122 here. Simply go to own to see who everyone has, who everyone's talking about. Arthur Jones concussed. Looked like he was going to be a decent pick. I mean, he wasn't getting a lot, but it just looked decent enough. What I can do is I can put Robertson in. Oh, hold on. Let's just put Marshall back. Sub Robertson into the forward so I can get anyone. I don't want Reedy. I mean, he's going to play, but I need someone that can... Oh, but I need Doveston on field. Or Lombard, that's right. So I need a forward. This might not work. Everyone's going to kick it, but I don't think he plays. Oh, I could go Carmichael. But there's no one that I can flick forward. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to look into this a little bit more myself, but I'm going to put Toddy Marshall back in for now. But yeah, I'm going to find a way probably to get Sharp out and Grills back in. But anyway, that's it. Well, I waffled on a bit there, but that's it. Yeah, let's go. We're here. Round 1.